Hello, everyone. This is Bill Richard, the Data and Analytics Practice Manager for Spyglass. Today, I'm going to talk about what is Synapse Analytics, what it used to be, what it is today, and everything in between. So the history of Synapse started with what's called APS, or Parallel Data Warehouse. This was the foundation and the code base for what Synapse Analytics is and was for a very long time. It is primarily a true data warehousing solution. This was deployed on premises as a server-based solution, and there are still some implementations out there today. That eventually moved into a cloud-hosted solution, which was called SQL Data Warehouse on Azure. And then over time, as Microsoft does, they decided to rename SQL Data Warehouse to Synapse Analytics, and in parentheses there, formerly known as SQL Data Warehouse, so people didn't get confused exactly what Synapse Analytics was compared to SQL Data Warehouse. And now today, there are two various flavors of Synapse. One is Synapse Analytics Workspace, and then there are also dedicated SQL pools within a workspace or standalone within SQL. So what that actually looks like is a comparison of these two solutions. So Synapse Analytics is much more today than just the data warehouse itself. Synapse Analytics is a merge of many services on Azure, Data Lake, Azure Data Factory pipelining capabilities, Data Explorer tools, dedicated SQL pools, and more within a single workspace solution. Looking at the dedicated pool that lives within the workspace, you see there is a dedicated pool, and this is the original clone of what APS and Parallel Data Warehousing System was. That moved into SQL Data Warehouse as a standalone solution, got renamed, and then was also merged into Synapse Analytics as a workspace. The workspace has other navigation capabilities, including the ability to navigate data that lives within your data lake that's part of the architecture, develop notebooks, SQL scripts, data flows, things that you may use to transform data, integrate data with what is also known as Data Factory to create pipeline activities to orchestrate different data transformation processes, monitor pipelines that are executing, the SQL pools that are in your workspace, the Spark pools, Data Explorer pools, or otherwise, and then also manage things like your integration runtimes, your link services, your connections to things, and your access control within the Synapse workspace. The dedicated pool and the Synapse workspace still live as two separate products today. Looking at a dedicated pool within a SQL Server instance, which is Azure SQL database, you can still have a dedicated pool formerly known SQL Data Warehouse. This technology is the same technology that you would find within SQL pools, dedicated SQL pools of a Synapse workspace. So the difference between Synapse workspace today and Synapse Analytics as it is standalone is the addition of all of these services within Synapse. So Synapse has become the single Azure unified data platform, which blends all of these concepts, big data, data warehousing, and data integration into a single cloud native service. It has management capabilities, security capabilities, monitoring, and a metastore, as well as a whole bunch of different capabilities for you to take advantage of. SQL, Python, .NET, Java, Scala programming, dedicated SQL pools, serverless pools, Apache Spark, and various other data integration capabilities that you can take to your advantage. One thing to note here is that you do not have to use them all if you do not want to. It's a pay per use, and you use the tool that's right for the job at that time. It comes with complete security, data protection, access controls, authentication, integrated network security, and threat protection. Hopefully that helps and clears up what Synapse Analytics is. and was.